Howdy, howdy. Ashley Pickle coming to you from the conclusion of Week 10 of the Dave Campbell's Texas Football featured game of the week. This time, a District 10 5A Division II big-time matchup between the third-ranked team in 5A Division II, the A&M Consolidated Tigers, and the 10th-ranked team sneaking their way back up into the rankings just this past week in the Huntsville Hornets. And did someone say upset alert? My goodness, the Hornets take down the third-ranked team in 5A Division II 27-7. And let me tell you, this was not just them getting lucky at the end. They played a full game. That's what the coaches were telling them in the huddle at the end of the game. Good job, guys. You played a full game through and through. And for those of you who weren't able to hear about all the craziness that ended up happening before this game ever even kicked off, we get to the stadium and are being told that Huntsville's head coach, Rodney Southern, isn't going to be able to coach the game tonight. COVID-19 protocol. He's quarantining right now, so they found out today that he wasn't going to be able to make the trip over to his home stadium over there at Sam Houston State. And so we find that out. We also find out that their junior wide receiver, Justin Butcher, who is the most experienced player coming back on the Huntsville offense, and he plays wide receiver, but he's also starting to double as a running back as Huntsville is really trying to get that running game going this year. And he was not able to make the game as well. So in a game that we knew that Huntsville's defense was going to have to really carry this team, then you start taking shots at the offense and you're going, oh man, like this might end up getting ugly, and it absolutely did not. Huntsville with an unbelievable performance. Of course, we knew going in that their defensive line is they are just dudes. You've got both Bimbino brothers up there with Ed and Brian, and then you have Quaterian Riles. That defense alone produced 10 sacks tonight. 5.5 of them going to Riles, and when I talked with him after the game, he also had a rushing touchdown, but he gave complete credit to the rest of his line, saying I wouldn't be able to do it without them, and he said, word for word, we have the best defensive line in the state of Texas. They're pretty impressive. I will say that. They can absolutely disrupt in the backfield, and that was the thing, is A&M Consolidated just couldn't get any offense going because those guys up front were right there in their face the whole time, and it doubles well having that defensive line being the most experienced group on the Hornets squad, because they run a 4-2-5, so that completely allows the 7 other guys to drop back and not allow any big plays to happen. And before we went into this game, that was Huntsville's biggest thing going into it, was we cannot allow A&M to come in and do what they always do and get those 1 to 2 game-changing plays. And they didn't let that happen this year. It was just very, very impressive from that defensive squad. And it's funny because they were up 14-0 at half, Huntsville was, and as they're walking out of the locker room, coach said, look, this is the exact same situation that we were in last year. They were up 14-0 and ended up losing the game by 10. He goes, this is your shot in the second half to pull this one off, and they did that. And so this one, again, having big major implications on seeding coming out of this District 10 5A Division II. But right now, Huntsville they have the leg up, and they didn't just get lucky, or it wasn't a complete shootout until the end. They played a full 60-minute game and were just the better team out there tonight. So very, very impressed by the Hornets, specifically that defensive line, just confirming that they are as good as we thought they were. So a fun night here in Huntsville, especially for Hornets fans. And so, yeah, there you go, 27-7, taking down number 3 in the state. Look at those Hornets. Guys, we will be back on Monday to break down all the rest of the craziness from the weekend. See you later.